Hello, Beckster here. Now I've decided to do some Venusian arts questions on the forum. So the first one here is from Nijnij, and he's got an infield breakdown and he wants some advice what he was doing wrong. And he's put, at the first point, the girl in question asked for my name. I tell her, let's shake hands. She says, only if I tell my name. First of all, don't say to someone, let's shake hands. That's a question. You might be trying to do compliance, but that's the wrong way to do compliance. If you want to shake hands, just put your hand out with authority, confidence, and conviction, and she will just go for it. It's a natural response for someone to come and grab your hand anyway. So don't do it to swap names or whatnot. And then you went on to say, she asks, so do you just sit on a bench to chill and ask people questions? I give her a cocky, funny answer. She laughs, but she does not leave. It is like she's intrigued. I even tell her we can leave at any time and you're still here. It's like you're your own boss. I like that. Another girl liked that line and said, yeah, I'm independent. Where do I go with that? So basically, I would say when a girl laughs, at any point a girl laughs, I say, it's good that you laugh. I put a keno touch with the back of my hand, back of my fingers, so it's loosely bent, so I'm not putting too much pressure on with keno. I lean in slightly, as we call it body rocking, with a little cheeky smile, and I say, it's good that you laugh. It means you've got a sense of humour to go with your wit, okay? Because obviously you're mentioning that she has a bit of wit here. You can also say, it's good that you laugh. It means you've got a sense of humour to go with your looks, and it's a good way to get a good compliment to a girl without actually directly saying you're good looking, because you never want to do it too bluntly like that. So keno's very important. This is a qualifying question as well, because then you can stack on top. What else have you got going for you apart from your wit? Or looks, whatever line you're using. Qualifying is really powerful. Think of it this way. Really hot girls qualify men all the time. Constantly qualifying you. So I just flip that and I qualify them. This is why it works so well. They're not used to it. They're used to asking the qualifying questions and the men saying yes and jump into every whim of theirs. Now if I'm doing it all of a sudden, this brings her into, I wouldn't say it takes her out of her comfort zone, but it intrigues her and makes her very interested in you, and also makes you the main man, as it were, because no one's done this. It DHVs you drastically. So yeah, always put a good qualification question on. So you've put, number 2, you've put, at one point I say out loud how psychology is my favourite subject. And she said, well, I didn't ask that because I didn't think you would tell me. Very interesting she said that. That's when I segue to qualifying questions, and then you put question marks. So, should have you qualified to qualifying questions? You could have, but I would have done that earlier on. I would have said to her, I need trust, comfort and connection before we go that far, and before I get to know someone deep inside. And we only have lust at the moment, so you're putting in sexual connotations here, and it's quite discreet. So you're showing a statement of interest, as it were, and it's really good to get this early on. And then you put number 3. I asked her what she would rate herself on a scale of 1 to 10. She said 5. Okay, so I'll stop that right there, and I'll say, if basically if a girl is doing that early on, and she's only rating herself as a 5 and she doesn't mean it, then it's okay to give her compliments and so on, but not again so directly. But if you're negging her and busting on her, and she generally thinks she's a 5, you're basically just insulting her. Negs are meant solely for hot girls, solely, because they don't take it as an offence. And negs should never be an offence anyway. It should be a backhanded compliment. So with a neg, you throw it out, but then you have to flip it up. Also, flip it up with a positive thing, like, "Ah, you're such a bitch, but I love you anyway," and give them a hug. So you've gone on to say, so I bust on her, and she says only because she doesn't have time to be adventurous. She works a lot, and she has school, etc. So college, I presume. She's jumping through hoops, but not the kind I want. Do I do more qualifying or press her on that? Okay, you don't need to qualify her too much, because again, she only thinks she's a 5. So qualifying too much is really meant for people that think they're 8 and above. So no, you don't. You can be normal. So we got number 4. Oh no, I'd like to add actually, with that stage, you're in rapport stage now. So you could just be normal with rapport questions, talk about your family, talk about her family, find connections and reasons to swap numbers and see each other again. Number 4, she would not leave or anything till I walk up to the parking lot and get in my car and leave. She responded well to future role play projections. Good. When I asked her for her number, she looked at me shocked that I would want it. Right, that's because you didn't ask for it early enough. You asked for it right at the end. We'll go back to that. And then I told her, well, I like your energy. A weak reason I feel. I gave an SOI, so statement of interest, you mean, yeah? Earlier in the sense that I would have. I just wanted to ask a question initially, but I have to get to know you better. You made me curious. And then you've put, would it be easier if I posted the audio footage? Okay, well, I'll look at that another time and do another video on that. But yeah, definitely close early on and not at the end of the interaction. Otherwise, it looks like you're number farming, you know, just trying to get loads of numbers. Collecting numbers for validation comes off as needy to women. Neediness, I find, is the biggest turn-off for any woman. So whatever you do in any interactions, don't be needy, okay? If yeah, again, use commonalities and similar interests to get the number maybe halfway through the interaction, not right at the end, because it looks like, you know, you're just trying to get it. Just at the end, you're grabbing, you're being needy. It's terrible. Don't do it. So get it normally earlier on with commonalities. It looks more natural. And the thing about game is you want it to look natural. You don't want to be using constant canned openers that look robotic. You want it from an observer, someone watching you in set. You want to look like you're not gaming at all. You're just having a friendly conversation with a girl, even though you are possibly throwing in a routine here and there and following the structure. Always leave the interaction on a high. Comments like, it's when you leave, just to leave it on a high is, hey, it's been emotional, don't change. Things like that, girls smile, they love it, and then you walk out in like a blaze of glory or a puff of smoke. It's great. So yeah, I'll listen to your audio and I'll give you more feedback on that in the future. So, cheers.